When it comes to assessing these edge rushers now, like who gets into the Hall of Fame,
I hate that edge rushers. You're a defensive end,
I
man.
know, I
It's
know.
the edge rushing stuff bothers me. Oh, they put him in. He's an edge rusher. No, if you're a football player, you play everything. I love playing the run more than I love rushing the passer. Rushing the passer was just another part of the job that I had to do that I was successful at. But I took pride in doing everything. So I would be insulted if somebody called me an edge rusher. I would be mad.
Because you're one dimensional?
Yeah, yeah. And I just wouldn't. I took more pride in like beating a 300 something pound guy against a run play or defeating a double team on a run play and making a tackle than it was beating a guy one-on-one for a sack. I mean, that was the glory when everybody sees you out in the open and the fans cheer, but it was nothing like a playing the run to me. I just love the physicality of it.
But what's the number now with sacks? Because it used to be like you got to 100 sacks. Now you got everybody's attention. Now you have more opportunities to get sacks because they're throwing the ball more. So what would be, how are we supposed to assess sack leaders or Hall of Fame credentials for defensive players?
Oh man, that's a good one. That's really a good one. I think obviously the numbers don't lie. You still have to look at sacks. I do think you have to look at the era in which the player played also, and what the systems were at that point. Watching Von Miller last night, I'm like, okay, he's the Hall of Famer. The guy's just an incredible player. But I think certain guys will make an impact outside of just their sacks, or just overall, and he is one of those guys. I think a lot of things have to change. I mean, they added more games now. I mean, for receiving records, quarterback records, sack records, like everything is kind of changed and evolved. And I don't know how you judge credentials half the time. Did it 200 sacks now? Only person who has that is Bruce Smith. And I also, another one of my favorite players and a good friend who I deem to be insane for playing long enough to get 200 sacks.
Well, who knows how many sacks Deacon Jones really had?
Well, Deacon told me he had 30 or 40 something sacks in one season. I swear to God. Deacon told me he had over 40 sacks in one season. And he was serious as a heart attack. He was not joking.
and that's back when you were throwing 17 to 20 times a game.
Exactly.
You were running the football.
20 times a game. He's out there head slapping everybody.